Well, hello there, magic monsters. Welcome to the stream. Sorry it took a little bit in the waiting screen there. I had to send out a quick email to everybody because I wanted to get more people to the stream, so I figured I'd send an email. And plus, I haven't sent an email about this wonderful mega bundle. As you can see, I've purchased the mega bundle because there was stuff in it that I wanted, like Grid Builder 2 was something very interesting at this moment in time. Oh, I should mute myself here. Welcome to the stream. So this one, I might try to implement this later in the Tower Defense game because as you can see, there's grids and it kind of looks like a perfect option for Tower Defense. Anyways, the description has a link to the Mega Bundle with my affiliate code. InfinityPBR.com has a link to the asset store with my affiliate code. I appreciate if you were to purchase anything from the asset store that you use my affiliate code. We also have our scripting docs, which is an important type because last night I totally screwed myself. I didn't screw myself. I just frustrated myself for about an hour. I was trying to figure out why the heck the bad guys weren't slowing down. Let me show you. I'll explain. Because I added it to the docs. I added a section to the docs here, FAQs about, hey, stat values don't update properly because I had that question last night. Because here's the game as it is today. As is right now. We have our bad guys come up. I got to fix this little blip. The health bars spawn here. I just move their prefab. And then this is going to shoot them. It's going to lower their health, but also it's going to lower their movement speed. So as you can see, it slows down as they get shot. We got the fast one there in red. It also slows down. 50% slowdown for 5 seconds, and then they speed up again. There you go. See the red one speed up. So, and this is all driven through game modules. And this is what one of the things I love to demonstrate because it's very, very easy. So if we look at the tower here, gun tower 1, we have our damage condition. Gun 1, it's a condition. We can look at that here. We can look at in the conditions panel here. Just look at it and we can see that it's a condition time that has 5 minutes, which is 5 seconds in this game. And the effects on points is just going to be -1 health. That's just a one-time thing because it's not periodic. If it was periodic, then we would have to repeat it every X times. Like if it was burning or something, then you would use that. And then there's a stat effect. The stat effect affects movement speed, -0.5. So that means proficiency is a final multiplier. If it's 0, then it's multiplied by 1. There's no change. If it's positive, then the value is increased. If it's negative, then it's decreased. So -0.5 is a 50% decrease without any other effects. If there were other things affecting the movement speed on the same object, then it might be not 50%. But with this being the only effector, then it's 50%. So that's all it is. You set it up once. I put this as the option here for the damage condition, and then our gun tower level 1. Well, it's nothing there yet. Attack, we have our damage condition. This is on our gun tower, and on the attack, first we check if the damage condition is null, and if it's not null, then we get our closest enemy, and if we do have an enemy, then we will attack. And to attack, we're just saying the enemy, their actor, because both towers and bad guys have a game modules actor, and that has this method add condition. So all we have to do to damage the enemy and slow it down is pass in the damage condition that damages it and slows it down, and then that's it. It's one line once we set it up. So that's the beauty of game modules once you start using it. Yeah. So I'm going to make this a little easier because this is twice now that I made a video last night. And both times I explained this and it was like there's a lot of code just to get to this one line of right here. So I'm going to just kind of separate this out. We're going to say if not has damage condition and return. And we'll just do that. And we will invert this. Yeah, invert this, sorry. Click the wrong thing. If it's not null, return true. return true. Otherwise, we're going to return false. And the reason why I'm not just doing something simpler is because I do want this this debug here. I want the log error. Otherwise, we could just do a simple if not return here. But and then we're going to say var enemy. We're going to do this. If not, try get closest enemy out var enemy return. And then we will put that here. But instead of, we're going to put it over here on the tower, a higher level, because we can. It doesn't have to be here. The damage condition will be here because we have that there. I might actually change that. I think we might move those to a higher level as well. But I don't know if other gun towers are going to have the same type of situation for attacking. They might, so we'll see. But there might be just other type of gun towers too. So for getting the closest enemy, we're going to do a protected... Yeah, I spelled that right. Virtual bool try get closest enemy out var enemy equals get closest enemy return enemy is not equal null. All right, so that was, if you were wondering why everything just magically appeared, it was GitHub Copilot, which is phenomenal. Excuse my slurping, but it's morning here. And what's really cool about it blows my mind a little bit because somehow it knew what I was trying to do. Probably because I had just done this over there and it was an empty method, and maybe it's getting smarter to where it says like, well, they just put that method. They're trying to build it. We know they're getting out enemy. We know they're probably going to use closest enemy because that gets an enemy. And it just worked. So enemy equals get closest enemy and return enemy does not equal null. That's pretty simple. So now we're going to... if we don't have a damage condition, we'll return. If we don't have a closest enemy, then we return. Otherwise, we attack that closest enemy. All right. That's cool. There's a few more things I wanted to do. Was this a runtime error or was this a edit time error? It's gone now, so it must have been edit time. All right. So there's a few more things I want to do. There's a lot more I want to do, actually. So one of the things is right now when we spawn our bad guys... we're just using this enemy spawner. It's very simple. We just have spawn objects. And the problem is if you're setting up a tower defense game with 100 levels, you're not going to want to manage this and you know, et cetera, et cetera. So one of the things I want to do is create a tool for this, a spawner tool. Actually, let's think about this. So think about tower defense spawners. We can imagine... Ooh, we could probably use a loot box system for this, actually. Now my brain's on fire. Because I was just thinking, one of the things is we know we want XYZ, right? We want these objects. The loot box isn't really made for this, but a similar concept. Because the idea is like, you might want to set up like groups of enemies that are subparts of the wave. So, you know, you have a wave with maybe, say, 100 bad guys, but maybe there's 10 parts of that. It's made up of 10 bad guys per section. And maybe 70 of them are all the same, 7 different groups of 10, like that just happen different timings or something, and then 3 special ones. So in a way, we really want to have a spawn group and then a spawn wave, where the wave is the whole level, timed out, etc. And the group is like individual groups where it's just like, oh yeah, do group A, and that's 10 of them. Now do group C, which is 30 of them. Now do group A again, and then immediately group B right afterwards. So you can imagine this multiple number of things happening all at once. And you can then design your levels, your spawn waves like that, and it's be a little bit easier to set up, you know, hundreds of things. Hello, Raphael. How are you doing today? So I do want to do that. I do want to redo that. I want to do a death. Right now, they don't die. If I were to take this gun tower here and move it over to here and do another one and move this to here, maybe they'll die. Let's see what happens, actually. Though they should just disappear, I think, if my memory is right. But then we need to do things like give resources when they die. I want to get these turrets moving because these turrets do move. The barrel moves up and down like this. And then the whole barrel tower moves around like this. So I want them to look at whoever they're firing at. Did any of them die? I wasn't paying attention. Oh, yeah, it looks like one died, and I need to remove the health bar. So, so there you go. So I want to do that too. So let's start with the enemy death, and we'll get the resources being given to the player and make that working. What's this? It's a health bar. Yeah. So we got. Let's load up our orb here, and we'll do the death die. So we have to remove the health bar. No big deal there. Enemy died. We're gonna be destroy health bar. And let's see. The health bar has nothing on it we need to do. No. We're gonna remove. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to remove this take damage. This was my first initial test, but then we moved the damage, of course, to the... there's going to be an error here. We remove the damage to conditions. And this is now our tower attack, which we are going to just leave empty. I'm making all of these protected virtuals because there's going to be a lot of inheritance going on here. Like if you look at tower... Tower is a mono behavior. Gun tower comes from tower, and gun tower level 1 comes from gun tower. So level 1 or just the general gun tower does this attack. Level 2 might do something slightly different for the attack. They might attack one and another one, you know. So the idea is that we're going to use inheritance a lot here to separate out our different towers to keep common code higher level and keep the unique code lower level for each individual thing. I don't know what this... The writer adds these things, low level unsafe. I think that's an insult. Right? I feel insulted. I mean, gun towers are probably low level unsafe. Low key. All right, we also want to get these moving. All right, so now that should happen. I do want to update while I'm here and thinking about it, the prefab for the health bar. The position is just it's in the center. So let's just move that way off the center. Okay, so that should fix that problem. All right. So we could do a small explosion. So let's create a simple. This is a demo. The whole idea will be to replace these with art later. So we're gonna make particles. And we're going to call this small explosion or explosion small. Let's see, particles. It's been a while since I made particles. Okay, let's do it here. Create empty, explosion small. And where is this? Okay, it's there. Now let's create a particle system. Particle system. What's particle system? Force field. Is that a thing? Sphere. Is this a built-in thing? Ooh, dog. My brother's dog is here, as you just found out. And he barks at noises. All right, so we're going to do this. Explosion small. Let's see. Render. We'll change our material to something. I don't know. We need a quick little cloud. Let's go into Photoshop just to make a quick little cloud. Shouldn't take long. Oh, okay. Delete the background. Whoops. We don't need emojis. So I believe we can make a clouds. Isn't there a noise here or something? Other video stylish render clouds. All right, we'll render some clouds. Invert it, and then I'm going to just select this with a feather of maybe 28 pixels. We will select this, go down here, invert that selection, delete. Maybe the feather needs to be smaller. We'll say 10 pixels. Invert that, delete. Okay, and then I'm going to make it a little brighter. Okay, so this is going to be our clouds. Export as PNG. Desktop, that's fine. Clouds. Let me bring it into the project. We're going to put this into textures, create folder particles, and reveal that in the Finder. My desktop. Where's date modified? Clouds. We will bring that in there. And I think that it's small, 128. And then finally, we will go back to our explosion small here. Oh, we need the material. Create folder particles. And in this, maybe we'll just do it like this. How about this? Materials and textures. Put these all under the particles. That makes more sense to me. Create material. Clouds 1. Is that what we called it? Clouds? Clouds 1. Just in case there's ever clouds 2. Clouds 1 is going to have clouds 2 as its albedo. Is this right? It's going to be fade, cutout, transparent. I think transparent. This dog. Let's see if this works. Go back to our explosion small. Add this clouds 1 as our material. All right, that'll be fine. And sorting mode is gonna be oldest in front. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Oh my God. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. man, that was a thing. So, oh God. So the dog, my brother's dog, he's here for another week, and he found that my neighbor in the backyard has 2 dogs. He freaking loves other dogs. So he was up there. But the thing is, there's a small, fairly steep hill, and it's just dirt and weeds back there. He wouldn't come down, so I had to go up there and force him to come down. Now he's mad. He wouldn't come in because he's mad at me for not letting him go up there. But whatever. All right. So here we go. There used to be... Oh, yeah, shader. This is what I'm looking for. I'm like, there we go. Particles. What do we got here? Standard surface particle. Which one are we looking for? Additive? No. What is modulate? What is subtractive? That's not what we're looking for. This is also not what we're looking for. All right, we'll just go with this for now. It's been a while since I've done this. What is this? Oh, I see. Look at that. All right. Well, we'll leave it there. And go back to I just want to make it a simple explosion. So we're going to do start lifetime is just going to be 1, and start speed is going to be 0. And then, let's see, no gravity. I think that's already off. Shape is going to be just really a point. So we'll just say sphere. Is there a point? There's no point. All right, then we'll make this really small. And then my fade isn't working right, but whatever. We can deal with that another time. And we will do velocity over lifetime. Just explode between 2 values. Okay, and then for the Y, we will make it maybe 1.5 and 0.5, so it does go up. Then color over lifetime is, we'll just do this and maybe subdue this a little bit. Oops, and then make it gray at the end. And then, whoops, at the start color, I don't know what these explosions will look like. We'll just do that, whatever. And then the other thing is bringing these alphas down quite a bit will make a huge difference in the effect. Okay, so this is the explosion small. And actually, what we're going to rename this. This is going to be small smoke. And then we're going to duplicate this. We're going to do small flash. Because explosions need a flash and the smoke. And let's see, small smoke is not going to be looping. So stop, play. So it just goes once and then it goes away. Why is it still going? Oh, duration is 5. We want duration's going to be 0.5, half a second. All right, some small flash, also very, very quick. Start lifetime 0.1, not looping, and let's see, emission is going to be 1. Shape, no shape, just emit. Oh, I guess that's how you do that. No velocity. Color over lifetime. Where's our Is that there? Okay, so color over lifetime. This is just going to be white. And we're going to make it bright. As bright as it can go. Hey. I just heard someone say shut up to a dog barking. It's not this dog though. So, and then size over lifetime. Let's make it grow. Then size. This dog wants to go out. He doesn't know later we're going to go to the, whoops, we're going to go to the dog park. But there we go. All right, so make this 2. All right, so that's small flash, small smoke. Make these, I just did particles prefabs, folder prefabs, and create a folder prefab parts, and we'll put these both into prefab parts, and then we will create a new object that's empty, and we'll call this small explosion or explosion small. All right, put both of these under here. Explosion small is now going to be a prefab, and there we go. Did these both have play on awake? Set play on awake. Yeah, okay. All right, so now we will delete this. Go back to our enemies. Enemy is a mono behavior. Yeah, so I think all enemies are going to have some sort of explosion particle. So we'll put this up here. Public, I guess, is really optional, right? Header, optional. Public game object, death explosion, death particle. All right, and then die is going to be death particle. And we'll make that new method. Very simple. If that's null, then return. Otherwise, we're going to new var new death particle equals instantiate death particle transform position, and then destroy new death particle in 5 seconds. There you go. You knew what I was going to do. That's all it's going to do. And I think that should work. That's similar to how we'll do sounds too. Hello, Pixel Pat. How are you? I make stuff live. This one is a demo game supporting the game modules, but you know, essentially you would be able to make your own game out of it. And maybe I'll do something, but we'll see. Are any of them gonna die? Okay, one died, but it didn't explode. Oh, it was the fast one. Oh, and also I didn't assign the damn I didn't assign the things. Oh gosh, dog. Life was better before he knew the dogs were out there. He would just hang out in the backyard and just chill and relax, and he enjoyed laying out in the sun. And now he's all crazy about it. All right, so we got our orb 1, our fast orb. I think I'm going to lower the health of orb 1. So this is how, you know, as I said earlier, all of the bad guys and all of the towers inherit, where they have an actor on them that is a game modules actor, and I also add this starring stat to them, so we can just have starring stats. So I'm going to make their starring stats 5 for the start, just to make him die faster, essentially. So only 5 hits to die. All right, let's see what happens. Oh, interesting. I didn't put their max health to 10, did I? Oh yeah, the explosions are happening. Smoke doesn't seem to be happening. Oh, there's some smoke. Oh, interesting. Where's the particles? Do we have any? There's one. All right. The space seems fine. Let me look at this explosion small. Is that just too small? It's short, but I wasn't seeing any of them, I thought. Okay, I'll do that on the prefab. We'll make this 1 instead. And then for our orbs, we gotta make the max health 5 as well. All right. Oh, I didn't save the prefab. Oh well, whatever. We'll do that later. I know, that dog. Look at that, it's repeating too, isn't it? Yeah, it's repeating. All right, let's fix that. Flash, not looping. Small smoke, there you go. That could be part of it. The flash was looping. And that is the other thing that's annoying me is the that should be better. The fade being clipped. Let's see. Where's my... Save it directly. All right, let's try it one more time, then we can move on. There's much more we need to do and get to do. Like explosion areas, zones, so we're slowing them down, and then we can just attack them all at once. Sound effects too. These health bars aren't being destroyed though. Why is that? I bet I did that completely wrong. I bet I did. Let's see. Health bar. Destroy health bar. The health bar is a prefab. We definitely don't want to destroy that. Create health bar is we need to store that. Then down here, private game object health bar, and so health bar can we not do health bar equals? Oh, did I probably used uppercase B, yeah. It doesn't like that I used a lowercase b. What's the issue here? Oh, interesting. I really actually, this was, I did a bad thing. I replaced the variable with that. If our new health bar is going to be that, and then we're going to say health bar equals new health bar dot game object. Okay. Okay. So this is getting the I'm not sure exactly what it's saying. It's not the game object, I guess. I'm going to change. Come on. Nope. What's going on? Why can't I change these? I don't like that it keeps telling me I'm doing it wrong. So I'm fixing it. Okay. Destroy health bar. All right. This is going to be the underscore. Oops. Okay. Maybe that'll work now. Let's see. Time to drink more coffee. Or really just make that coffee that was there. All right, let's see. Kill him. Kill him. Look at that. They're not even being updated now. Are they dying, though? Enemy died. So they are dying and is being destroyed, but now the health bar isn't... Why are those starring? Okay, so now the health bars aren't being updated properly. What did I do? I'm probably... not saying it now properly. Let's go to our health bar and see how it, oops. Go to the health bar, see how it changes its value, set health, health percentage equals value. So this is where we're doing health bar. No, that should be, looks right. Is on enemy, check for death. We look to see if our health and temp health have changed. If it has, we set our temp health to our health, and then we say health bar. This is your new value. Set your health to this. And then if we're still alive, then we're fine. Otherwise, we die. And health bar is a health bar. So this should be fine, but it's clearly not. Okay. This is what we need to do. All right. So I'm still making a mistake. We need to make this a health bar. The problem is this is a prefab. We should never assign this to anything. So when we create our health bar, we should be saying just this, essentially. Assign that, and then do nothing there. Then here we will do that. So we're calling the one we instantiated, and then when we destroy it, we're going to destroy healthbar.gameObject. There we go. That should work. So my mistake was really originally that I accidentally overwrote my prefab with the thing I was instantiating, which is good because it could have destroyed the prefab, I think. Although I don't know if that would have happened at runtime like this. Uh-oh. There's a bug. Null reference. I think I might have to reset the health bars. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Health bar. Where's my health bar now? I should just start doing this in the prefab. It's a lot easier than doing the override button. All right, we're moving on soon, I guarantee. Okay, and then we died. We're seeing explosions. We're seeing explosions. They're not very big, but they happen. They're good enough. All right, that's good. So we're fine with that. Now we need to give resources to the bad guy. So the enemies have resources. So we're going to say orb 1. If we look at our starting stat values, I believe one of these... Oh, I can't click this. Is that a bug? Can't. Oh, that's a bug, I think, in Unity. I was trying to option click to collapse them all. So resources is going to be 10, new tech 0. For the fast orb, we'll make resources 10 and the new tech 1. And then we will say death, give resources. Before we do all that, we're going to say give resources to player. And for this one, we're going to say player dot player actor dot add get points. Do I have a... No, I don't. Player actor, whoops. Player actor dot stats dot... well, actually we have the resources dot points. Actually, wait, what is resources? That's not what I'm going to do. Sorry, Copilot, you tried. We're going to first using static Infinity PBR Tower Defense player, get our reference to our player. And when we go to our player, we see we have a game stat resources, game stat resource. Oh, so it is a game stat. Okay, so I can do the points. Okay. I thought it was just the float value, but it's not. That's good. All right. So player resources dot add points. We will say we need a similar thing here. I believe we do. Do we not make a? We haven't made a property for it yet. So let's do that now. We're going to do public float resources. Is going to be actor.stats.get properties stats type.resources add if null true. We already added it, but that's that. This is going to be a counter, so we're just going to get the points. And we're going to do the same with new tech. All right, then down here we can say add points resources, and then player dot new tech dot add points new tech, and that's all there is to it. Now the player should get those two things. The counters should go up as well. Let's just see if that happens. The counter's here in the top right. So we should get 10 resources every time one dies. And the fast one, which is red, should... Okay, we got that. And the red one dies, we should get 10 and new tech. There we go. That's all there is to it. So we're getting resources that'll be used to buy more towers. We're going to need the option to build towers still and spend our resources. There we go. So that's fun. All right, so we got that. Now the other thing is, I guess we can start working on a counter, like a global counter for how many bad guys the players killed overall, because many games have, you know, quests that transcend individual plays, like kill 1 million bad guys. So we can add something like that too. And so should I do that now or later? Let's do that later. So basically, I want to add a every time it dies, then it will send a little ping to the blackboard and keep control or manage how many total enemies have died, and then there's be quests that when you pass a certain thing, you get a badge, you know, stuff like that. But I'm gonna do that later. That'll come later. For now, let's do another thing. So I've got this slowdown gun, and so I need to fix that, because right now the particle, the gun condition, the damage condition is really gonna. Oh, can I do that? What happens if I do that? Oh, I no longer have the UID issue thing there. Let's see. Okay. I gotta fix something in the game modules real quick. It used to be that when you had the inspector, you would see this UID and an issue when the UID is duplicate. So we need to add that back in. I must have removed it. So condition editor, I think. UID. It's this part that I'm missing now. Let's see. And now we're going to go to the condition drawer. Sorry, condition drawer editor, I guess. All right, and then so this is the show name and description. If we just do show header again and go back here, show header, what was our header? Was it not that? Was it on something else? Probably modules scriptable object, show header, module scriptable object editor, maybe. There we go. So this is the method for that. So I can bring this over here. This is going to be condition drawer. I'm gonna have to add this to everything, I guess, but let's see. Show header, modules object. Okay, this condition. So what we really want to do is check UID. So we're going to do that and make a new thing. So public static void check UID. Actually, let's be smarter about this. We have our game modules utilities here. So we're going to we'll do public or private void check UID. And we'll pass in our string UID, and then we will go to our utilities here. Let me copy some code, or maybe count UIDs. Where's count UIDs come into play here? Somewhere we must do cache count. Count UIDs. Oh, we already have this in the drawer area. Good, I'll just copy this then into modules utility. No, we're already in that. Okay, good. So, if count UIDs, UID, is that right? Yeah. Is greater than 1, or if it's actually less than or equal to 1, then return. And then otherwise, background color red, yes. Well, we'll just copy what we have here. There are currently that many things. Let's copy all this. All right. So start row, background color red, create new ID button. Is that reset UID? We'll handle that. We need an end row. We have an end row. Start row, end row. Remove that. Do a space. That works. Okay. This should work. Var count UIDs equals that, and we'll check this instead. So we got that there, and then we need the reset UID. Let me delete this junk, and we don't need this reset UID though. Is that can be here? Where is that gonna live? Where does that live? Reset UID lives on the module scriptable object. Reset UID, UID is that, and then just set the UID. So this is what creates a new UID. So I think what we can do here is public static void reset UID, and we'll do modules scriptable object, module scriptable object, and then we will do module scriptable object UID reset UID. Okay, does that work? Probably don't even have to call this then, huh? We can just do condition, this condition, pass that in, and then just say this condition reset UID. Okay. I believe that will work, and then we can remove, well, we'll keep it there too for prosperity's sake. Okay, let's see if that works. UIDs must be unique. That's the key point here. Interesting, it's also not updating the name. Interesting. Actually, let's see. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Let me quickly check something out real quick. Conditions drawer is draw check UID, show name and description. We're gonna do label this condition UID. I just want to see what the UID is, and whoops, what is this? Oh, yes. Well, that is part of the problem, isn't it? They are the same. Oh my God, this dog. I want him to be able to have a good time, you know? So there's a couple things that are happening here. One, it's not changing the name like it's supposed to. Okay, it did now. So now it did. But it's still not even showing you. Where's my UID? Why is this not showing me the UID? Oh, I think I'm in the wrong script. Probably. Conditions manager. Condition manager. There we go. Draw. All right. Manage objects. Draw results for each one. Show on. It is the drawer. Condition drawer. All right. Draw links to docs. Show buttons. We'll do this above the buttons then. Modules object UID. All right, this now should show up. I think I was just doing stuff in the wrong section. Okay, so the UID is showing up now. They are the same. So let's go back to our check UID. Where did I make a check UID? Was that here? Check UID, yes. And we will do, yeah, we'll do it here. Okay, we're going to move this up to game modules drawer. Module scriptable object. This object, count UIDs. There, create new. This object reset UID. Okay, so that should be good. And then for this, we are doing check UIDs is going to be modules object and modules object and make it protected. All right. So now we should see an error. Well, it's not the error I thought, but oh, I just think it just needs a recompile. All right, that's good. All right, there we go. All right, so now we can remove this label. Let's see. Does it show up when we do that? It does show up there. Good. Perfect. That's what we were looking for. I'm going to have to do that to all of them, but that's okay. We'll do that offline. So then we just click this, and it should create a new UID for stats 2, or gun 2 rather. So the other thing is when I duplicate this, we get the error. That's good. But gun 2, 3, the name didn't change. Okay, it changes then. That's fine. Let's see what happens. If we just click the inspector, gun 4, the name changed there. So, okay, I think we're okay then. All right, so we're going to change this to be ice gun 1 and fire gun 1. And this will just delete. So this is where I'm like, why the name needs to change. Why isn't the name changing? We need to change it when we select it. Where is my name changing? Check name, check name. Check object types. For each one, check name. Where's check object types happen? On validations and cache. I see. So we should also do this on focus. So this is going to be... do we have an on focus here? We don't do validations. I don't think we have an on focus here. Protected void on focus. No, we don't. Oh, we do. Okay. No, we don't. Yeah, it doesn't do that. All right, what if we just do it on draw? Or even on show header. Check object types. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna have to write myself some notes. Here we go. Let's do some notes here. All right, we're going to say add something. What are we adding here? Yeah, add check object types to initial setup on all module drawers. All right, game modules to do. All right, now let's check it for the conditions. There we go, it works now. Delete that. All right, so gun on the effects list, we are going to remove that, no effect on the speed. Fire gun is going to have no effect on the speed, but it's going to now be periodic. And instead of -1, we're going to do -0.5 to -0.5. It's being very slow. Uh-oh. Am I doing it every frame now? Debug.log initial setup. I think I might be doing this every frame now. Yep. All right, let me fix that because that's a problem. This check object types is a fairly heavy thing. All right, and add initial setup equals false. So private bool initial setup equals false. Well, it defaults to false, I think. So, and we're going to say if initial setup return true. Otherwise, we're going to do all this and then say initial setup is true. So basically, this should only happen once per round. I believe it'll reset per session at least. All right, so that should solve that. We're going to repeat this every 0.5 in-game minutes. Still being fairly slow. Let me just double check. Debug.log initial. Should happen once now. And then never again. All right, that's fine. All right. So this means every half second, they're going to lose half a damage. So they still lose 1 per second. It's going to be a total of 5 damage, which is actually pretty good. So let's actually move this to -0.25, -0.25. That's still slow. I'll have to figure that out. And then every half second, they'll get that burning damage. All right, so let's make now gun tower, fire gun tower 1, and ice gun tower 1. And actually, we'll make this one the ice gun tower 1. This one will be gun tower 1, and this one will be fire. No, this one is gun tower 1, and this one is fire tower 1. Okay. It doesn't really matter at this point because I'm just going to create new prefabs for each of them. So there's going to be prefabs. Let's create a new folder here. Towers. Keep this separated. Gotta keep it separated. So we have gun tower, fire tower, ice tower. So now if we do our ice tower, we are going to look at our barrel, or tower rather. Look at the materials. Gun gray, we're going to call this gun blue. And we'll make a gun red. So red's going to be that. Blue's going to be that plus that. And then for the ice one, our gun tower is going to be gun blue. So we know it's the ice one. And for our fire tower, gun towers, oops, cancel that, going to be gun red. All right. And then we will override these. Whoops. Override that and override this. And our gun, instead of for ice, is going to do the ice gun. For the fire, we're going to do the fire gun. Everything else should stay the same. They're just gun tower level 1. And then we will see if now we have 3 different types of towers shooting stuff. There's no projectiles yet. Oh, hey, Tech Dave. Hey, Jack. Hey, how are you guys doing? There's been small things. So one of the biggest issue was the start actions. I actually need to make a video about that because they're automated now. They were supposed to be automated before. Okay, hold on. I want to see. Okay, there we go. That's going down now. So this one's on fire, basically. So you can see it on fire. And then it stops being on fire. That's the condition module, by the way. There you go. There you go. Yeah, so the biggest issue was the start actions. So I'm going to make a video about this later because it's an important bit. It was supposed to be automated. I did it in a different way for the RPG demo, and I forgot that I never made it automated. So I got really confused. But if we look at our player is a game modules actor. All the towers is a game modules actor and everything. So now I've got this start actions script here. It's optional because you don't have to do this, but essentially you pass in what the object is that you want to call start actions on. In this case, it's the player. So the towers all have the same thing, and the enemies all have the same thing for themselves. And if we look at the player again, so we look at this, it's not that fancy of a script. It basically says, okay, on awake, we're going to do this. I'm going to make this expression bodied. And then can we make this? No, this is so nested, but I think it's fine. So basically you're going through all the objects in the object with star actions. For each one of those, you gain their components. And for each component, you gain their fields. And then for each field, you're basically saying if the field has an I have start actions component on it, then call start that coroutine start actions. And that's all that does. And then when you go back to the player, you'll find that the player has a player actor, and player actor is a game modules actor. And so game modules actor has start actions right here. And the start actions on you're supposed to be able to override it. No, it's got to be public. Okay. So that's right. So all this does is set owner on all the things. So all the stats, conditions, quests, everything, it sets the owner to this object. That's all it does. It's very important. Nothing works if you don't do that. You don't have to do it. There could be reasons not to, but generally speaking, you're going to want to. So I need to make a video saying, hey, add start actions component. That way, because before originally, everybody using this would have to call start actions, which seems silly that's why this script exists now. So now you just add this component onto it, and then you don't have to do it. You don't have to remember to do it. You don't have to add that to your script or anything like that. So that was the biggest thing I found so far. There have been some smaller things like the UID thing I just fixed. That was my own doing from the last setup thing. So let's now should we add a particle when it's on fire, or should we move on to another type of thing? Maybe another type of thing. Okay, let's do an explosion thing. So we're going to take our gun tower here. We're going to make a brand new tower type. I'm going to move this gun tower down here. We'll rename that just gun tower 1. And we're going to call this one gun tower How are we going to do the upgrade? Actually, let's think about this. So in a tower defense game, there are many ways to do upgrades. One is just to make the tower better. So it's a new look and everything. Now they generally have a new look so you can see what you're doing there. But the other thing would be like just add a component. So right now, gun tower 1 shoots a gun 1 condition. And it just adds it. If I wanted to change this to be, and I'm trying to do an area of effect. If we go to our gun tower, the script's not up. Okay. If we go to here and we go to our tower, we're seeing like when we attack, we just do this. So I'm gonna have to override this for and make one for I guess a AOE gun tower or area of effect tower. Yeah. So I guess we're gonna need an area of effect tower. I guess it makes sense just to have different prefabs for each one. Yeah, let's not get too fancy. So we're going to call this AOE Tower 1 and make a prefab out of it. And then we are going to change our material here to be gun purple, just to get some differentiation here and make it more purple. We'll make that on our gun tower. All right, so now we know that's the area of effect one. And instead of gun tower level 1, we're going to do AOE tower level 1 and make this an AOE tower. So let's find these scripts. We're going to do AOE tower and duplicate this and do AOE tower level 1. And this is going to be AOE tower. It's a tower. We won't change anything else yet. And then this is going to be an AOE tower level 1, and it's inherits from AOE tower. Okay, area effect tower. And then area effect. So attack is going to be different. So now we're going to look at, we already have the value in our tower. So now our attack's going to be slightly different. We're going to still target the first enemy. And we're still going to have a damage condition. But instead of just attacking the one enemy here, we're going to get all enemies in a range. So we're going to say var enemies is going to be equal to enemies in AoE not in range, in attack area. And then we'll pass in this. Yeah, we'll do transform dot position. And okay, we'll create that. And now we're going to say how many enemies are in that. So sphere, get the transforms for all enemies, objects with tag enemy in within 1 unit of transform position. All right, will it write stuff for me? It did. Look at that. Return enemies. Oh, and this is going to be a what do we want back? We want, what do we gain here? Enemy. So we want an enemy array. So that's our colliders, and then yeah, there we go. There we go. And loop through the transforms, add them to the array to return. All right, and return enemies to return. All right, there we go. Copilot just wrote shit for me, but that is what I wanted to do, so it's kind of like we did it together, right? Colliders. All right, but it's not going to be radius. We actually have a value for this on our tower. Believe it is damage radius. If it's 0, then we'll do nothing. So actually, we'll do a check here. If damage radius actor dot no, it's just damage radius equals 0. Less than equals 0, then we will just do that and debug.log error. Damage radius is is 0. Will only attack 1 target. All right, so that's an error. Damage radius is supposed to be above 0 for an area of effect. So we'll do an error there. All right, so we get our thing, and this is going to be damage radius. I never understand this bit shifting layer mask stuff. I really don't. Like, is this actually going to get me the enemies? I don't see how it does, but maybe it will. Let's ask the AI. Will this get me the give me only objects with tag enemy? This is the beta for Rider, by the way, with the new AI stuff. Your provide code snip use overlaps here, blah, blah, blah. Third argument specifies layer mask. This indicates the method will only consider objects that are on the layer represented by 1 bit shift 8. If your enemy objects are on the specific layer, the 8th layer, then yes. However, it doesn't relate to tags directly. I want that. Yes, I want that. So let's put that over there. See that? That's Jason Wyman was saying that's his favorite bit, that you can just copy the code over there. All right. So let's ask the AI about this, because this is also, I believe this should be updated to ensure that we are only getting enemy tag objects, but that we are also not excluding any based on the mask, question mark. See what the AI says. Only returns the game modes. Okay, let's copy it over and see what it says. Layer mask is, okay, so now, there we go. That's what I was really looking for. We're getting the layer mask for the enemy layer. But this is the thing. I don't know what this is. Okay. I don't know which layer number enemy will be on. It may change. Yeah, that's okay. Now we can't just rely on it. It's doing it for us. So this is what we're putting in there. We're not using the layer mask anymore. Okay. Overlaps here. What's this? Okay. We're going to do an ask the AI, because I actually don't know this answer. What's the difference between overlap sphere and overlap sphere non-alloc? I think non-alloc doesn't give us a memory thing or something. New array every time it's called, and garbage. Instead of creating a new array, use a pre-existing array provided as a parameter. Fills it with colliders. Ah. If you do have a situation where high frequency of calls and performance, then alloc is a better option, but it requires some extra care to use properly. Yeah, I think this makes sense. Let's see. Okay. Should collider results be in the method or as a variable on the class? These I don't know. This largely depends on the use case and design of your script. Here are some points to discover. If the results is only used with a single method and does not need to maintain its state between method calls, if you declare inside the array a new array, yeah, so it needs to be outside of the thing. For most use cases, making the results field in the class is beneficial. Take full advantage of the benefits of really in the class. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Okay, so we put that there. We take it out of here. This puts that there. So then with if number colliders equals 0, then return. There has to be 1 though, so it doesn't matter. Do we even need that? Can we just do that? And then for each collider, and we'll rename this to be overlap sphere results. Why is this still yellow? Underscore that. We will do that. Okay. Overlap sphere results. For each result in overlap sphere, result, game object, compare tag. If it's the enemy, then so we're going to return a list of enemies instead. Var enemies to return equals new list enemy, and then enemies to return dot add results dot results game object, no, just result dot game object dot get component enemy. All right, but then we don't need to do that, and then we just return enemies to return. Okay, do a link expression. That's much more complicated though, right? So we'll just do this, invert this. So if it's not an enemy, continue. Otherwise, we add the enemy and we return those. We can move these to be higher in the... I've seen some people put like the methods that only apply to this there, or the variables rather, versus putting them up here. I like it. I wonder if that's what you all think. Putting it down there instead of up here, because it only applies to down there, so it makes sense. All right. So Jack, I have a collider on the for the attack area that I can attack, but this is going to be the area of like when I fire the projectile, the explosion happens, and that's a smaller zone. That's what we're looking for here. All right, so we get our enemies, and then for each one, attack. Basically, that's what we're doing. That's it. So we can actually move this to be here. So for each one in the attack zone, attack it. Let's see if that works. So I specifically put this one after the slowdown one in order to bunch the bad guys up. I don't think most won't be dead by this point, but let's find out what happens. All right, we should have projectiles too, and doesn't appear to be working. I wonder if I did not set up the projectile range properly. I did not add it at all. It looks like this is going to be, what's my stat called? It's going to be damage radius. Damage radius. And it's just going to be 1. Or 1 would be this. Or a radius of 1 is pretty big, actually. Because that's... yeah, that's 2. And I think... what does my overlap sphere do? Is this the size of the sphere? It's radius. Okay, good. Yeah, so that's actually an area 2. So that's this kind of, these 4 squares together, it should be that. I should probably do a debug to see how many are in there too. Because there should be more being attacked right there, right? So let's see. And also let's make sure that the orbs are all enemies. They are. Okay. Let's see. We will redo this var enemies to attack equals that, and then oops. We will say debug.log. There are, and the attack in the area. Whoops, gosh darn it. In the area with radius, it was giving me the answer. Damage radius. Yes. Okay. All right, let's see if it spits out what we expect. I'm expecting it to spit out 1, I suppose, because that's what it seems to be doing. I'm actually going to turn off our fire gun and gun tower 1. So we can bunch them all up together and then make sure there's a lot all at once. So it's not doing anything. Did I? Oh, you know what I did? Ha! I didn't even replace the script. I didn't replace the script. It's supposed to be AoE tower level 1. With our gun tower, our barrel, which don't do anything yet, but they will. Damage condition is going to be gun 1. There we go. And Y is AoE tower is a tower. Gun tower is a tower. Why was enemies showing up? On that. Why is that showing up there? What does that relate to? Oh. I put that here? Does the gun tower use that? No. So this should actually not live on tower. That's too high up. This should live on AoE tower. And then Y. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I was wrong. That relates to a completely different thing. This is enemies in the zone. So I should rename that. Enemies in area. Or yeah, in area. That's fine. That'll help me out. So I don't make that mistake again. And then yeah, that's fine. All right. My bad. Now it should work. Let's find out. Let's find out if this epic tower defense game was working with the area of effect. Doesn't appear to be. Damage radius 0. At least my error worked, but then this also happened. Oh, I didn't apply the... Oh, did I not? I have to redo this too? Darn. Darn. What are my starting things? Attack speed. Health health and health max. Okay. Just gonna put this up here real quick so I can copy and not copy paste, but quickly put them in here. What do I have? I have 11 things. So we have attack speed is going to be 1. We have damage. It's going to be 4. We have health. It's going to be 10. So far, the bad guys aren't attacking us. Max health is going to be 10. Or actually, it's health max. We should type it in right. Health regeneration is going to be 0.1. Turn speed 0.5, though I might not actually use that. We'll see. Range is going to be 3. Resources is going to be 100. It's cost basically. Size is 2, and then damage radius is going to be 1. All right, and then we will apply all those and trash that screenshot. All right, what's going on my phone? All right, is it going to work? Nope. Why? No reference. Okay, so we're going to say debug.log result is result.name. Can we do that? What is this? I may have a typo somewhere. Yep, I have a typo. Or something. Oh, yep. Add 1 extra starring stat overrides. What's going on here? Okay, there we go. All right, let's watch it again. Nope. Oh. Was it doing it? Let's see. I got some errors here and other stuff. AoE, Tower 1. It's finding all these other things. Orb 1, Orb 1. All right, let me stop it here and we'll go through this. I have to if result not equal null or equals null, break. Basically, if there's a null result, then we should break. And when we do this, before we do this, we should say overlap series clear. How do we clear all? Initialize. Let's ask the AI. Nope. Does this clear the array values? All right, let's try this AI a different way. Found enemy. And then we will ask the AI. Whoops, no, wrong button. Ask the AI about this. We're going to say, I need to make sure this clears the array before getting new values. Does this code work? I do like working with the AIs. Revise code. Yeah, let's bring that over. That's is there a more efficient way to clear the array? The thing is, I need to clear it so that I don't end up running the code on objects which are no longer in the area. Oh, that's why we were doing the index earlier. I see. So it's basically saying don't clear it. Don't clear it. Instead, the copy the code over. Instead, we get the number of results from the overlap sphere, and then we just do that many. So it's okay that there's extra in there. We just do that many. Okay. And why is this? I didn't move this over. It's blocking my chat. What's your experience with the Writer AI? So I've only been using it for a little bit. You know, it's an interesting thing, Eric. I wonder about how different companies will handle their AI chat things. Obviously, there's a cost involved, right? So that just screams that would have to be a subscription add-on. Plus, there is a lot of value. Like I've been paying $20 a month now for ChatGPT. I use it every day. I pay $60 a month for Midjourney, and you know I do make a little bit of money from that, but not much. So that one, I'm like every month, I'm like, do I really want to keep this going? I'm not making much from the asset store sales of this stuff, but I'd make it for. So I don't know. That's $60 a month, so maybe not worth it for me. But $20 a month is perfectly fine. The question is though, are the things like Rider, will they make that part of the purchase subscription, the license, or an add-on? I don't know. It depends on how aggressive the different companies want to go and how cheap the cost can get. I'm sure they're doing the math on how often people use it, etc. Because every time I use it, it costs them some money. I would imagine. All right. So, but so far, it's been fine. I go back and forth between ChatGPT and this. I'm starting to use this a little bit more. It's definitely more convenient being right here. But I think they're going to have pros and cons in the end. So we'll see. We'll see. I think I need to update the code though, because I don't want to get non-enemies in my array. Right? I don't want non-enemies in the array. I'm very... Alright. One area in the attack. 3 enemies in the attack with a radius 1. So let me do a couple things. First things first, I'm the realist. No, first thing is we're going to... Okay, let's go AI on this one. I would like to add a variable to the class which holds the well, actually this. I'd like to ensure the overlap sphere only returns objects with tag enemy, but I may not know the index of that tag, so I'd like to cache the index and then use that. Let's see if that works. I know you wrote it. Of course it looks solid. Whereas cache and tag unit does not work with the tag index has been used string name of the tag itself, so you're already achieving the best efficiency. All right. However, if you'd like to reduce the amount of string comparisons, you could make slight modification to cache the results of get component enemy. That's not really what I was asking about, though. I wanted to change that, but okay. Let's ask Chatty then. It's been a while, so we'll just say that, and then we will add in the same question. Ah, there we go. This is an example, I think, where ChatGPT 4 gave me the result I was expecting to get, because I knew I could do this already. I just didn't want to look it up or remember. So there's that. So protected. Nope. Protected override. Actually, we're going to do does it start null? No. Oh, I see. Let's see that thing. Okay. So we're going to do a protected override void start. Do we not have that on our tower? We don't do a start here, do we? Okay, let's just add that protected virtual void start. It does nothing. All right. So we're going to do enemy layer mask, use layer mask enemy. You know what? Let's move this up to that level, the level of tower, because I think we're going to use it more often. It's going to be public or protected. All right. We might use it more often, I think, than just in this. All right, so we have that, and then we're going to get this from the number of results. So, whoops, var. Okay. All right. All right. Everything else is the same. Yeah, it didn't change anything else. All right. Wrong thing. I'm using the splines package, by the way, in case you were wondering. All right, so I'm going to turn off our gun tower and our fire tower because I want to just have less of a interactions here. All right, so we'll see if they bunch up and we can finally get the area of attack working properly. All right, we're bunching them all up. A couple of them are going to die. That does not. 0 enemies. That doesn't make any sense. All right. Let's do some debugs. Debug. Log. There are colliders in the attack area. Somehow these all got spaced wrong. My guess is that's going to be 0. One of our debug log layer enemy layer mask is enemy layer mask value. Okay. And to speed things along, let's move our ice tower here, and we'll move our AoE tower to be here. That will speed things up just a little bit. Yeah. Their mask is 0. So I don't think that is correct. I think that might be the issue. And debug.log. Or maybe it is. Enemy layer mask is that dot value. And then we're going to do start. So we specify that. And I want to do one other thing. Debug.log start. We're going to say tower layer mask is going to be that. But for tower, I think we did a value. Tower mask equals that. Let's do tower mask value. Interesting. It will return either an int or a layer mask. I didn't know that. Okay, let's just check. Yeah, we have a tag tower right there. So maybe it is 0. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. There is one other way we can do it. We can just set as a variable that we can choose. Oh, I didn't even look at the start. Let's just do that again. Okay, yeah, so it's saying 0 for both. So that's not, I don't think that's accurate. So what we'll do, let me change this up a little bit. We're going to say, for all of our towers, we're going to do public layer mask enemies enemy layers, and then we won't do this. We won't do this. We will go back here and we'll say enemy layers. Okay. Now I think we'll just be able to set the value directly in the inspector here. Hey, that's interesting. Oh, ha. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. That's why it wasn't working. I didn't add them. I had tags, not layers. I conflated the two in my head. I'm sure I'm not the first to have done so. But we can still do this because maybe we'll have like a layer called flying enemy, or something. So yeah. All right. Let's set that for all of our towers. There we go. All right. That was my bad. That was one of those times. I'm predicting it's going to work this time. Nope. Nope, it didn't. Okay. Let's ask Chatty. We're going to write some code, then we're going to write this code, and the code we're going to write here is in our tower. I've selected my enemy. Oh, you know what I didn't do? It's not. Let's ignore it. It's not. It's my fault again. Our bad guys need to be put in those layers. And in fact, all of these need to be put in this towers layer. Yeah, okay. This object only. And then for our bad guys, create a new folder. Enemies. And put our enemies in there. Enemy. That's why none were found. All right, come on. Come on, make it work. Oh, that made the dog look at me. He's going to be much happier when we go to the dog park later. After this stream. Oh, there you go. Boom, boom, boom. All right, there we go. Area of effect is working now. So that's nice. We can remove this now. And this other one as well. Remove that. Okay. We are good on this. So this attack for the AoE attack is now going to make sure we have a damage condition, make sure we have a close enemy, and then if damage radius is less than 0, just attack that enemy and give an error. And then otherwise, for each one in the area, we're going to attack it and get these from the area. We get our number of results. Is we have the overlap sphere results here saved. So we can do up to 100 gliders, I guess. Jack, how many dogs do you have? That's a question for you. So we get the number of results, make a list out of it. Look only for enemies. So we don't really need that anymore because we're only doing enemies. So get our result, get our enemy component out of that, and return that list. There we go. We don't even need to compare the tag. There you go. All right. Oh, the dog's looking at me. Let me look at the weather. One of the things I have to consider is he's not used to this temperatures here where I am, and it's hot in the afternoon, but right now it's 72, which is a great weather, and it's 11, 76 by noon. Yeah, so we should go fairly soon. So none. You grew up with dogs, yeah. I grew up with a couple dogs too. I haven't had one of my own, but my brother's had a couple, and I help him out from time to time. The problem is my life is still such that having a dog would be bad for the dog. Not bad for the dog, but just like I'm not stable enough, I think, with my moving around and keeping the dog company and all that stuff. So not yet. Maybe one day. All right, so now we've got all these towers working. So we can do more. So like we could do an AoE fire tower. And that's one of the questions then is, like, we have a fire tower, which, so to do an AoE fire tower, we just have to duplicate the AoE tower and attach the fire gun to it, and then we're done. Same with the ice one. So an area of effect ice one, same deal. Yeah. So the next step would be to get maybe these to look at the enemy. Can we do that real fast? Let's see. I'm not looking forward to this part because I feel like I'm going to get stuck on some of the math, the trajectories or something like that. And also, right now, they don't actually check for the closest enemy until they go to fire. And I don't know if I want to have them check every frame, which would be required for them to slowly follow that. Well, no, they could check every frame and just cache the closest one. All right, let's try that. Let's do that while that's on top of mind. Tower. We're going to do private game object or transform closest enemy transform. And then when we find our enemies, get closest enemy, if enemy closest enemy, what are we doing? If enemies in area dot count equals 0, then we will return null. Otherwise, we're going to say that equals that and then return enemies in area, the first enemy. Okay. And then model component, we're going to do a public bool look at follow closest enemy equals true. And then on our protected virtual void update, we will say follow enemy, follow closest enemy. That will also be a protected virtual void in case we want to override it. So if follow then return. So if we're not going to follow, then return. And then if that equals null, then return if we don't have one. Otherwise, we're going to say barrel dot look at so barrel, we're going to say barrel point look at position is going to be closest enemy position, but then we're going to say barrel look at position dot y equals barrel transform y. Otherwise, it will look down, and we don't want it to look down. And then we're going to say barrel dot transform look at barrel position. Actually, wait. Barrel doesn't need to do that. It's the tower. So if our tower look at position equals closest enemy transform dot position, and then tower look at position dot y is that. Then tower dot what do we call it? We don't call it tower. We call it, yeah, we do. Tower dot transform look at position. Okay, so tower will look at the position, but adjust the y position so it doesn't tilt. And then barrel will look directly at the position. Let's see if that works. Repeated is inefficient. It makes sense. Okay. So var look at enemy position equals that, and then we will just do this. All right. So each one has the tower, which is this colorful part, and then the barrel, which is the thing that sticks out. So let's just see what happens. Can zoom in on one of them here. Oh, okay. It's sort of working. So the tower part seems to be working, but the barrel is going the wrong direction. The barrel is sticking up instead of down. So this, for instance, it's looking at that. So it's currently, so it's this blue line is the Z. Yeah, that's the Z direction. And that's the look at. So when we, yeah, so we need to rotate the barrel. Oh, you know, I really should have made these prefab variants. God damn it. Oh well. Too late for that for now. Yeah, so if we look at the barrel, it's pointing this way. We need to point that way. So we will rotate this up, and you know what? Since we've got them all open, doggy, we will rotate them all 90 degrees like this, and then all of these 90 degrees like that, and then I guess they're those. All right, let's check it out. All right, let's see if that works. Do need to just override these. Otherwise, I will forget. Apply those, rather. All right, let's see if that worked. I was not looking forward to this part, but maybe it's going to be quite easy in the end. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. Look at that. So there is, I do have the concept of a stat for movement or turn speed. So right now they snap to the newest one when it changes. We could add a method where they smoothly rotate. So to do that, we would have to save or cache the so private vector 3 cached look at position, and then when we do our closest enemy position, if we're following the closest enemy, what would we do? Okay, let's ask chat. I know we can do this, but we can just ask ChatGPT. Okay, let's update this using the variable vector 3 cached enemy position to slurp or to smoothly rotate towards the look at position. Look at position. The closest enemy transform may change, so when that happens, I think I'll understand from that. Let's see. Oh yeah, quaternion rotate towards. That's what I was going to have to try and remember. Here's how you can modify your method. We have rotation speed, so we'll do that. Okay, so if we're doing any position equals that, we cache that position. Oh, okay. Oh, it's doing it slightly different than I would. Okay, let's just copy this in. Rotation speed is not going to be, we need, we have a value up here already, and it's going to be, oh, well, we didn't make the property for it yet, but the stat exists. The stat is it rotation speed? Movement speed, no. Turn speed. Yeah. So we're going to do and what is the turn speed? Stat type is a stat, so it can be modified. So that means we do need to get the final value. Turn speed is going to be that final value. And turn speed, add if true. What is, oh, final stat. There we go. And then I believe in our create starring stats, okay, we do compute it. Okay, good. So we will then say instead of rotation speed, turn speed. I guess rotation speed would be a better name, but that's okay. All right, let's see if that works magically. I'll tell you what, I get more value from my ChatGPT subscription than from any other subscription I have. So they're not turning it all. That's a problem now. So let's say, hey, Chatty, Here's the updated code. The barrels aren't turning at all. One possible the same y coordinate. No. I don't think so. I think it's just not working. Let's see. Ask this AI. The rotations do not seem to be having any effect. Oh, turn speed could be too low. That's actually true. That's a good point. Did you say this too? No, you didn't say it. You didn't say it. It was, in this case, it was... Let's see, where are we looking at here? What is our turn speed set at? Turn speed 0.5. That's not very much. All right, so I want it to be 0 to 1. Okay. In the code, what would turn speed need to be to turn 360 degrees in 1 second? $360. All right, that's fine. We'll just set it to be 360 then. That's pretty fast, pretty snappy. Yeah, I really should have made these a prefab variant, but at the same time, I think I still would have to do this to each of them. All right. Hello, Chris. Yeah. Yep, that was the issue. So let's see these ones. Oh, these ones, that one's working, but these ones aren't doing anything. Why? Dog's barking at a kid. You can't bark at a kid. Come on, dog. You're a kid yourself. Oh, that's weird. Why is AoE tower? Oh, whoops. Damage radius 1. I did the wrong thing. You know, when I was doing the next one, I thought to myself, did I just do it on the wrong one? And I thought, nah, I did. All right, let's try that again. So right now there's no actual projectile, and we don't use a projectile to, like, you know, did you collide with the enemies? We're just shooting it. So I think this is always going to have to be just fast enough where for this project, I don't think I want to do a projectile where it actually shoots. So we're just going to pretend. And the turning is really just for a visual thing. And then also, like, if something's flying, then it will look up or something like that. But so maybe we'll change that later. But for now, these are looking at the enemies. Look at that. We're killing them all. Wave complete. Nice. Okay. That's good. So one of the things I wanted to kind of do was move. So this is using the splines, and I want to kind of wiggle the orbs back and forth. And I don't know if we can do that. Let's see. In Unity splines, object follows the path. Is there a way to slightly offset the position so that it sort of wiggles within 0.25 units of the spline on the sides of the spline. Yes, you can follow a wiggle effect. One way to use Perlin noise. That's true. That's actually pretty smart. Random variation in the opposite position perpendicular to the spline's direction. Here's an example. You might modify the position. Okay, we got the spline. Wiggle amount. I like it. Wiggle amount, speed, t, blah, 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 da, 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 time, speed. Okay, we don't need to do that, I don't think. A tangent, t. Okay. All right, so let's see if we can quickly implement this as well. So if we go to our enemy again, so enemies are going to have wiggling amount. So public float wiggle amount is going to be 0.25 f, and then new private float t. We have our speed and we have our spline. Okay, and then in our update, set movement speed and wiggle. So protected virtual void wiggle. If wiggle mount is less than or equal to 0, then return. And then otherwise, now we'll copy this and just see what it does. This is going to be movement speed, and this is going to be spline animate dot spline. See, I don't know if it's actually using the Unity spline package for this, because I don't spline object, no, spline animate dot container. Did I get point? No, I don't think there is a get point on the thing. Well, thanks, Mr. Nevnev. I'm glad to have you here. Dollar Store Daleks. Exterminate. Yeah, so I don't think the spline package has this concept. I happen to know the guy who made it. Did you know that the Pro Builder guys did this, or guy did this, I think, if I'm not mistaken? Or worked on it. That's probably a team effort, I'm sure. But what do we got here? Loop and position. Evaluate position and rotation. Okay, so maybe we can call this. This is private though. That's on spline animate. Evaluate. Position vector 3 dot rotation, or it's not rotation, it's a quaternion, right? Yeah, quaternion rotation, and then we will say that, but we can't do a private method and we can't make it public. So let's see, this is just making the transform at that position. So what we should do then is store the original position and add a wiggle amount, right? No, because then it's always going to return that. Okay, I have an idea. We don't change the object, we change the object under it. So the orb itself is the thing, but what we need to do is make the parent of the orb. So, okay, we're going to do this. Orb. We're just going to do orb. Put this 0, 0, 0. Actually, we're going to put it at this position, wherever position this is. Copy position. Paste position. Paste the whole thing. Orb. Oh, it's at 0, 0, 0. Okay. So then we're going to put orb 1 under here. We're going to unpack this. Prefab. Unpack completely. Wait, what's this? Replace and keep overrides? What is this? Prefab. Replace. Oh. That's not what I wanted. Oh well. I was hoping I could replace orb 1 with this, but it was the opposite. All right. All right, turn this on. Keep that there. So this is now going to be... We might have to update some things, but the idea here will be that the orb will wiggle back and forth while the object stays the same. So let's just comment out that for now. And then, okay. So we're definitely going to have to make some adjustments here. Okay, now I'm going to delete both of these. And now we're going to have some adjustments to make. I believe both of these have to be turned off. And now, level, nope, spawner. I believe each of these is, yeah, going to be missing. So that's kind of annoying. So let's just do 5, and we will adjust 5, and then we'll do the rest. All right, so orb, 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 fast orb, orb, and then we'll do 20. And that should just take all the rest. There we go. All right, so that's done. For the enemy now itself, we have our parent that we need to destroy on death and stuff, and we need to store the parent as well. So private game object parent, and this is going to have to be stored on awake or something. So parent equals transform.parent.game object. Game object. Okay. And then when we die, we have to destroy parent. Instead, there's probably more to do. I think I want to make this the layer of enemy, but oh well, I guess I could. Oh, there was errors there. Okay, let me do that now. Enemy and enemy, and find out what these errors are. Null reference here. Enemy spawner. Ah, I see. Okay, so this is the issue. Is now we need some sort of connection to the enemy script. So what we'll do here is ask the AI to make an update. Let's update this because the enemy component is now on a child of the new object. And so we need to find it before we assign. Let's see if the AI figures that out. Sure. See, this is where I'm like, is this making me dumber? Because I know how to do it, but I just don't want to. So am I just being lazy? Am I getting dumber and dumber? You know what I mean? Which is a good movie, by the way. But it's just so much faster. Oh, gosh. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Oh. Or maybe it does make sense. Where's our orbs? God damn it. God damn it. You know what I did? I deleted the damn prefabs and they were still attached. I thought I had unattached them. Can I undo? Or can I just, it might be in my trash. Let's see. There we are. Fast orbs and orbs 1. Fast orbs. Orb 1 prefab. Okay, so we need to bring these back over here. Bring our prefabs back. Now, oops. All right, well. Okay. Unpack completely. All right, so now fast orb is that. Can I delete this? Okay. Problem is being solved. Unpack completely. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. All right, orb. Turn it on, turn this on. Save. All right. Delete. All right. Delete, delete, delete. These. I don't know if they have to be turned off. The originally the orb did have to be turned off for whatever reason I had coded it. Let's find out. Okay. Howdy, Jason. How are you? Source control. Source control is for losers. All right, let's look at our spawn stuff here since we just moved everything around. Enemy spawner, which I'm going to rewrite anyways, has spawn objects and pool objects. A pool. And this is saying that spawn enemies for each one spawn pooled object. Ah, see, this is where I'm like, I need a connection to the enemy. Or we need to move the enemy up. So if we look at these prefabs here, we have the enemy script on this. But what we need is, I suppose, to move it onto this. So let's try that. We might have to do some more adjustments. But this will allow us to wiggle. And wiggling, very important. Very, very important. Move that. Okay. Save and go back. Now let's see what breaks, because I think something will break, but we'll figure it out. Hungover, huh? Double birthday party at the same time or two back to back? It was so loud I had to shout most of the night, and now you have a hoarse throat. Why the long face? Because you have a hoarse throat. Oh my God, the dog. I'm going to have to take him to the park soon. All right, so now when we're spawning, we're saying spawn animate container. So this is now going to be in, now we need the child. So the enemy is going to need the, gosh, spline animate's not being set properly. Yeah, spline animate not found. We can probably set this directly then. We're serializing it. So let's see. On our orb, we have our spline animate, spline object, spline animate. All right, we'll try that. Try it this way. And then we don't need to worry about setting it. We don't need to parent anymore because this is the parent. So then when we die, we destroy game object. And then we don't need the reference to a parent anymore either. Where do we use spline object? All right, that's fine. All right, here we go. Oh, darn. One more thing. 32. Movement speed is the actor. What's not set? 32. actor. Do we not have the actor set? Let's find out. We have an actor. We don't have stats. Okay, so the stats aren't being set. So that's in our start here. Somewhere, create starting stats. Ah, I know why. Because, as I said earlier, we need the starting stats script, starting action script on this and on this, and I didn't move that over. Oops. There we go. They weren't being set because start actions is required to be called when they are set. And okay, this is slightly different. Now it's saying movement speed. Something isn't being set here. Let's see. Now we have that. We have movement speed set. So what is null then? Actor stats get movement speed. Why would it be doing that? Let's find out. What is null? Where are we using this? 81. Okay, let's do a test here. Because the movement speed is being set. So let's say debug.log. Actor is null. Actor equals null. Debug.log. Actor stats is null. Actor stats is null. Debug.log. Movement speed property is null. Actor stats get movement speed is null. That's not stat. Just movement speed stat is null. All right, let's just see if any of those are null. Two friends grouped into one. That's fun. That makes it more fun. Bigger party, I guess. All right, so those are not null, but yet we are getting a null reference exception. What would it be on then? The final stat? That makes no sense. How about we do this a different way? What if we do our spline animate dot max speed value? Because it does appear, unless the max speed is just never being set. Yeah, because the speed is set here. All right, so now we got nothing working too. So there's that. And the orbs are also big. So let's fix that. I know I made this. All right. Okay, so now we need to move the collider onto these as well. Okay, yeah. We're just moving everything on up. That's fine. So we don't need this. Remove component, copy component, paste component as new. Remove it. Copy component. Paste as new. Copy component. Paste as new. Should have done this earlier. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's quite obvious. But that's okay. All right. That's the fast one. Let's do the same to this one. Copy component, paste as new. Copy component, paste as the newish. Oops. Paste as new. Copy component, paste as new. Copy component. Probably could have done it the opposite way too. That would have been easier in hindsight, but what can one do? All right. I actually put star actions twice. This is now missing, so move this here. Okay. Press play. Let's see. Really? I'll have to look into that. But first, we need to get these being seen again. Why aren't they being seen? All right, so they are... Oh, because I didn't change the layer. Nope. They are in the right layer. They are a sphere collider. They have a rigid body. Is kinemax not true? Let's look at our tower actually. Oops, ice tower. Do the enemies show up? It does not. So let's look at our tower script for the enemies in the area. Tower. Oh, it's right there. Enemies in area. Add enemy to list happens when tower to on trigger enter. Ah, because the tag is also needed for that. Okay. I see. We need both the tag and the layer. Got it. Got it. Oh. Nice. There we go. All right. So now we are in business. Wiggle. Where's my enemy? Okay, wiggle. So now we are not wiggling the parent. We're going to say serialized field. Wiggle object. Oh, private. Private game object. Wiggle object. All right, and we'll put this up here. Wiggle mount is that if wiggle mount is less than 0, and if wiggle object equals null, then return. Otherwise, we're going to wiggle it, but let's assign it because I will forget. If you haven't learned anything from watching my streams yet, it's that I will forget. So the fast orb wiggle object is this. And while I'm here, I will fast orb mesh. Yeah, we'll just say mesh. And we'll call this just orb mesh. Probably one day make those into a prefab or something. There we go. Save it. All right, now we're just going to offset the we don't really need the rest. Well, it said use a Perlin noise thing, didn't it? So all right, so time is that. We don't need to evaluate the position anymore. We don't need that. Or do we? All right, you know what? I'm going to... yes, correct. Well, for the game modules. For game modules. And this one I actually might sell as an add-on, where the party-based RPG will be included. This one might be a sellable one. I think I'm going to offline do the sample project and see if there is a wiggle thing in the sample project. If there is, then I'll just do that because that seems easier than doing this. All right, so where are we now? We are actually about the time that I should take this dog to the park. To the dog park. Oh, he knows that word. He knows the word dog park. So I'm actually going to be calling it a stream because there's more to do, of course, but this is working pretty well. We have things looking. They don't appear. Oh, yeah, they're moving just very quickly. Things are happening. Everything seems to be working now. We'll get the wiggle working. Parenting the orb mesh as a child of the orb object made sense anyway. So either way, that was going to have to happen. Oh, look at that. They were having issues with the finding the closest one. We had some issues here. What's this? Object dispose exception. What is an object disposed exception? What does this mean? What does this mean? I think I understand. It means that something was removed or something. Attempt to access an object that's already been cleaned up or disposed by the system. Yeah, okay. So it just means that the enemy was killed or something. Oops. Where it doesn't tell me where it was, but I can imagine it was on the tower. Enemies in area. Use cases here. Get closest enemy. There's a lot of people outside. Both the dog and I were like, what? Enemies, so it must be around here, I suppose, because this is the only place where it gets used. So I suppose if between the frames, so what we can do is hold on, before we change anything. Unity sometimes crashes if you change stuff while you in runtime, I found. Enemies, so we're going to say So if enemies in area 0 equals null, then let's just pull the one behind it. Yeah, so what I'll do. Then enemies in area 1 dot transform. And we're gonna have to, yeah, and enemies in area 1 is not null. All right, so if the enemy in area 0 is null for some reason, and 1 is not null, then we will return 1 instead of 0. And then, oh shoot, our found enemy is going to be equal to this and not the transform. And then enemies can be found enemy transform and return found enemy. All right, there we go. Let's see if that works. So I think that was happening when the orbs were being destroyed, but one of them was still tagged. So somehow it got destroyed in the same frame is my guess. You know, it happened, I think, around here when a lot of things were firing all at once. So we will see if it happens again. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. It did happen again. All right, so it might not be happening there. I'll have to look into that. It doesn't appear to be giving me any stack trace to go off of. Actually, let's just ask ChatGPT then. One quick question then. Where in this code might that error be happening? That's what I thought. If an object list has been held unless you have trying to access, it can lead to this kind of error. Although you're already doing a null check, not when the object is destroyed. In Unity, destroyed. Oh, it's not really. I didn't know that. So in Unity, a destroyed game object is not equivalent to null. The object is there, but the underlying native object has been destroyed. Therefore, null will not catch this case. Oh, I didn't know that. To handle this properly, you need to validate the existence of the enemy before accessing it. In this version, remove all. Also removes element from the list where the game object has been destroyed. Aha! Well, I have learned something new. We'll see if I remember it, but I have learned something new today. And then I believe we don't need to do this anymore. So, so we can just do this and this and that. Okay. Let's check it out. Yo. And then we'll be going to the dog park. Hopefully that will mean he will be so tired that he wants to sleep all afternoon and I can get lots of stuff done. So far, it hasn't happened. Ooh, that area of effect. Now, one thing is new. We need to. Oh, it happened again. Let's go back to ChatGPT. Oops. Here's, stop. Stop. God damn it. That's 2 of my 25. Here's the updated code. It is still happening. Okay. Okay, I could do that is active thing, but is there anything in the sort that would do it? Enemy. The comparer is sort. Where is this? This is the comparer. No, we don't use that. I think that's just old stuff. Let's see. Should we update sort to handle this? Let's see. So I actually was doing this yesterday. Uh-oh, the dog's getting up. We have distance traveled. We have a float of where 0, 0F to 1F, where 1F is closest. Let's use that to sort. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about that last night because I went through a couple iterations of the sorting, and when it just said sort, I was like, huh, does that work? But it always seemed to work when we were watching it, right? But maybe it wasn't this whole time. Get closest enemy. It's on tower. Get closest enemy. We didn't add that. I didn't say to add that. I really need to get the dog park before it gets too hot for the damn dog. It's not that hot today. I mean, it will be later, but not that hot right now. But he's not used to this temperature. For him right now would be very, very hot. All right, let's see if it works. All right, so far so good. Did the fast one not come out? All right, well, no, it still happened. I'm not sure what's going on there then. We need to figure that out, I suppose. Yeah. And look at that. I guess that happens when they're really close to each other. But anyways, I'm going to have to figure that out later. everybody, thanks for hanging out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate you hanging out, and I should do more streams. Daytime streams for me equals evening streams for Europe. It's not an Irish setter. My dad's first dog was an Irish setter, though. It is a Scottish Terrier, though. Does that count? I mean, it's kind of close, right? It's very close. I mean, you're closer to Scotland than I am to most places that I would go to in life. So, no, he's my brother lives in a town called Alameda, and Alameda is on the bay, and it's always cooler. Their hottest days, there will be like a few days in the 80s, maybe one in the 90s Fahrenheit every year. So 70s is considered, oh, it's a nice day, it's a great day, and it's in the 70s now. It's gonna be in the 90s here. So he likes to stay outside, but when it's hot, he'll stay outside for about 3 minutes and then come right back in. So, all right. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you all on the flip side. Thanks.